The following is a presentation of 912 Sports. Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Sean Smoke and Kevin Price. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic, practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoke, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and we have a great show for you tonight. Southeast Georgia Health Systems held its 20th annual bridge run this past Saturday, and Kevin Price was on the scene. He had a chance to film some of the action and talk to a few of the winners of the events. Gator baseball threw out its first pitch last week, and I had a chance to talk to Coach Jamie Ammons. The Gators lost a lot of senior leadership from the last year's team, but have a great underclassmen group that have a ton of experience. It should be a fun season to watch the Gators. Stick around. We'll be right back after these messages. You're watching On Air with 912 Sports.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Hello everybody, I'm Kevin Price once again for On Air with 912 Sports. I'm standing underneath the Sidley Lanier Bridge in Brunswick, where the Southeast Georgia Health System Bridge Run has taken place on a Saturday morning in February for the 20th time this year. The Southeast Georgia Health System, one of our biggest sponsors here at 912 Sports, as we cover high school athletics not only in Glenn County but throughout Southeast Georgia. But it was a great community event again today. Lots and lots of participants, runners and walkers for the 10K, the 5K, and also the walk. And then obviously a lot of supporters out to support the participants, whether they were family members or friends. Just a big community gathering here at the Sidley Lanier Bridge. A great event, a fundraiser for Southeast Georgia Health System. We're going to take you inside the bridge run as I tell the story, along with having some great video footage and also some interviews with a couple of winners. So here's the 20th annual bridge run from us here at 912 Sports. The Southeast Georgia Health System Foundation Bridge Run went off without a hitch this past Saturday in Brunswick. On a cloudy and somewhat cool morning on the Georgia coast, even Mother Nature cooperated as she held off the rain showers for the most part until the afternoon. The 20th annual event was again a major fundraiser for the health system's cardiac and cancer units, and the Glenn County community and many others from elsewhere turned out in droves to support the event. While the participants came out in heavy numbers, a good many spectators came out as well to support the hospital and all those either walking or running the Sidley Lanier Bridge. Also, many vendors came out to promote their organizations while sponsoring the event as their tents lined the area reserved for runners and walkers to await their turns on the bridge. That same area later served as the site of the post-race awards presentations. The bridge run once again included a 10K and 5K competition and also a more relaxed walk, which is as popular as the more grueling runs across the big bridge with its steep inclines, which have led some to term this event the toughest of its kind in the state of Georgia. This year's competition was highlighted by double winners in both the 10K and 5K races. Joy Miller crossed the finish line first in both runs to claim the female championships, while Solomon Kagimbi won the gold in both races in the men's competition. Kagimbi ran the 10K, which is 6.2 miles, in 32 minutes and 11 seconds, while he finished the 5K in 15:30. The Kenyan won the Miami Half Marathon earlier this year. Miller finished the 5K in 19:13 and also the 10K in 39:47. Also a competitive runner, she has won races all over the place with wins in several different states. You can follow her on Instagram, where she is known as the Running Bartender. Complete race results, which include all the division winners, can be found at firstplacesports.com. After they accepted their prizes, I caught up with the two bridge run winners. And once again, those of us who work for 912 Sports appreciate having Southeast Georgia Health System as one of our major sponsors and also a huge supporter of high school athletics here in Southeast Georgia.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
All right, so I'm here with Joy Miller, who won both the 10K and the 5K, a quick turnaround for those events. But Joy, from talking to you, this is just a routine running day for you.
So long run for me today. I got in 15 miles in total, so I used the 10K and the 5K as kind of harder tempo runs, we'll say. But I had to race smart out here to save the legs in the 10K for the 5K. So.
Now you run all over. I think
Yeah.
you've won races in California, Alabama, Maryland, I believe.
I've been all over the place.
So you run and train all the time.
Yeah.
But coming into an event like this, do you kind of step up your training in the last little bit? Just talk about how you prepare.
So I've actually been dealing with injuries for the last couple of years, but yeah, I'm starting to rev up my miles now again a little bit. Coming back from having the flu at the start of the year, I missed like the first 10 days, but now I'm getting consistent with my training again, back up to about 50-ish miles or so. I did run a hard workout on Wednesday where I actually ran a sub 18 5K and then did some shorter stuff right after. So I was like, man, did I run a little too hard earlier this week? Normally you'd taper back, run easy, but took some easy runs a couple of days leading up, and then I was able to fly today. So
cool deal. And just talk about you've run this race before.
Yeah.
I think have won it a couple of times
Yeah.
before. It's been billed as like the toughest 5K in Georgia because
Yeah.
it's over that bridge and back.
Yeah.
Of course, you did it with the 10K too. How tough is this individual race?
this race is tough. I mean, that is no joke going up over that bridge. And today we had that headwind all the ways out. Even you couldn't even pick it up and go super fast on the way out on the downhill because that wind was just holding you back. But this is one tough bridge right there, I tell you that. I think it's tougher than the Savannah and the Charleston one. So
Awesome.
long, yeah.
Well, also, if people want to follow you, they can follow you on Instagram,
Yeah.
but not at necessarily Joey Miller, the running bartender. Tell us about that nickname.
So, I used to live in Beaufort, South Carolina. I used to work at Luther's Rare and Well Done. It's the bar right there in Main Street. And I was just a running bartender. I'd be running all the races and slinging drinks at night. And that's what I did, so I became the running bartender.
Awesome. And I know you were kind of over there talking about what might be coming up for you. Can you kind of give us an insight on what the rest of 2024 looks like for you?
So rest of 2024 is all about getting healthy, having fun, running some races. I hope to run another marathon. I'm looking to get into the low 230s for the marathon. So fingers crossed I can get healthy enough, get down into those low 230s and get under 115 for the half. So that's my goal for the rest of the year.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming down. I know the hospital does, and good luck to you going forward.
This race, one of my favorites.
So Solomon, obviously congratulations on winning today, the 10K and the 5K. How did you do it?
It's a matter of hard working and consistency. Then you reap at the end. I appreciate the race, and my preparation was good, depending on the results.
Now, this race, the 5K, has been called the toughest 5K in Georgia. This was your first time here. How tough is that bridge to run?
At first, you have to go up here, then it was testing. Yeah, it was testing, like you have to go up here, get down, then you charge again, then you go downhill. But I like the race because depending how it is, it's challenging and I like the winning.
Thank you, Lauren.
Now, obviously, you run all the time. How do you prepare for an event like this? Do you do special training right before?
Yeah, I've been preparing in Kenya, where I've been living. I'm trying to do like uphill charging, and recently I did a kind of uphill, and I like it because it's correct depending on the race I got here. It helped me a lot.
Now, you were asking some of the event organizers to make sure they invite you back, so you do want to come back and try to do it again next year, right?
Yeah, I can do it best. Like I can improve my time. Yes.
All right, good stuff. Well, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you for the race director and race organizers to have invited me, and also they give me an offer like 5K. They give you an offer. They have a trust in me, and thank you for everyone who supported me.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal!
Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, joined here tonight by head coach Jamie Emmons of the Ware County Gators. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Sean. How are you?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here on Air with 912 Sports. Coach, we just kind of want to look at the 2024 season and kind of preview it out. Coming into your 7th year, we talked about that off camera. Hard to believe it's been here for 7 years. This will be your 7th season. Got to replace 7 seniors from last year's team, Coach. Got a young team, but got some kids that's got a lot of experience, played a lot of baseball last year. But let's go back and talk a little bit about some of those guys that you got returning for you this year.
Okay, we returned 2 seniors, Sean. Noah Bunch and Tyson Justice. Noah was a pitcher for us last year, saw a lot of innings. And Tyson's an outfielder for us, so he'll be returning. We've got a junior class that's pretty junior heavy. Well, obviously it's junior heavy, but you got 14 juniors.
Right.
Cole Cox, Bryce Dixon, Grant Geiger, Logan Hatcher, Luke Hooks, Evan Joyner, Reed Kirkland, Evan Pearson, Landon Taylor, Brad Wilcox, Trey Orange, and Jackson Stewart. Those guys, a lot of those guys saw time last year with varsity. With those 7 seniors we had last year, you obviously had different roles that these juniors played, and so a couple of them battled injuries during the year, but they saw ample time. I would say that they got half a season of varsity under their belt, and then late in the year, Walker Hudson came on as a freshman, and he was our catcher. As just like Slade Sweat came on as our shortstop. Mm-hmm. And so Slade and Walker got their feet wet really quick, and did a good job for us on the back end last year. So I expect those guys, coupled with Evan Pearson, who played some varsity time last year, Evan Joyner up until his injury, Luke Hooks, Bryce Dixon's a 2-year varsity guy. He started as a freshman, and Cole Cox was until Cole got injured there. Cole pitched and played short last year, but Cole's going to be a utility guy for us this year. He's Mr. Versatility. He can play infield, outfield, and pitch.
Yeah, and we talked about that, during some of the broadcasts, because we're a couple games into the season now. But you've got a lot of young guys that do have experience, like you said. They played almost a half season. Some of these guys, we talk about Bryce Dixon, he's played 2 seasons for you. So you're going to be, even though these guys aren't your seniors on the team, which you do have Noah Bunch, but these guys are really going to be the leaders of this team.
Absolutely. The junior class, one thing that's been great here, we've been able to have a baseball weightlifting class, and these guys are lifting together and working out together, and they spend more time together as a team than any I've had before. And so the leaders have emerged through pushing them in the weight room, pushing each other in there, to transferring it out to the grass, to who's taking charge on the field in practices and in games. It's going to be exciting to see, because it changes daily. We don't have that one locker room lawyer that's just taking over. It's who's doing it today. No. And they feed off of that. It's not necessarily performance-based. It's more like lead by example, which is, one of the things I learned at the clinic this year from North Oconee. They talk about how coaches build the environment and players create the culture. Right. And I totally believe in that, and that was something that resonated with me really quick, because we can provide the environment as coaches, but what they do together is the culture. And that's what the junior class, coupled with Walker and Slade and Landon Smallwood, who's contributing as a sophomore, that couples together, and I think what they do, they control the locker room. They control the culture. And it started in the weight room. And when our administration allowed us to do that, which I'm very thankful for, it opened the doors for us to bond together. And because I think human nature is, when you fail, you revert back to previous successes. So if we fail on the grass, we can be successful in the weight room. And a good day for us starts in the weight room.
Exactly. It builds that chemistry as a team. But you mentioned Landon Smallwood. You've got a lot of young guys that really didn't play varsity last year that are really starting for you this year. Talk about those few guys that you got.
At first base, we got Landon Smallwood and Evan Pearson. Last year, Evan was a catcher for us, and this year he's going to transition to first base, and he and Smallwood are going to platoon there because they both pitch. So we're going to give them both a shot at that job and play. And they're both going to play a lot because both are great pitchers. At second base, this is one thing that I've coined this year. We don't have position play. We don't have a second baseman, shortstop, and a third baseman. We have infielders. Right. Because one of the things that I recognized in the offseason, we had a need in this program because of all our infielders pitching. I needed them to learn every position. So we rep each day with guys at different positions, and they have to look at a depth chart or a practice plan to know where they're practicing that day. And so today, Evan Joyner may be getting balls at short, but tomorrow he may get them at second. Slade may get them at short today. Tomorrow he may get them at third. It just depends on who's playing and that kind of thing. So our infielders are Cole Cox, he'll play second, short, or third. You've got Luke Hooks, who's still at basketball. Evan Joyner can play all three. You've got the Smallwood and Pearson on the corner. You got Seth Cease, who's also a new up-and-coming sophomore that swings the bat really well, and he's traditionally an outfielder, but he played JV. We kind of projected a little bit and had a need on JV last year for him to play third, so he played third as a JV player last year, and he's our starting third baseman right now, and he's doing a great job. He swings a stick. He's a good, powerful kid who works hard in the weight room, and you can see it.
Right. Well, kind of beforehand, this team's always been known as kind of center fielder you. You go back to all the great center fielders that we've had over the past, 7 years since you've been here. This year I found it interesting. Your first game of the season, you start a freshman. Talk a little bit about him and what his role is going to be.
His name's Colin Crawford, and Colin is a ninth grade outfielder that has played outfield all his life for as far as I know, and he does a great job. He goes against the ball. He swings the bat well, and based on pitching and a couple of injuries we've had early, we had a need there, and he won the job and coming out of camp preseason, and we're going to let him, it's his job to lose, and he's doing a great job so far this season.
Right. Well, we all know you really can only go in playoffs as far as your pitching will take you. Talk a little bit about who's going to handle those mound duties for you this year.
We've got, Sean, I started this is week 16 of our throwing program. And when we started week 1, we had 19 pitchers that we had to schedule bullpens for. And that included our football players and things like that. So I really didn't get them until November, December after their football season. We had 19. And I don't really like to use the word your ace, your number one, your number two, because we pitch by committee and it's pitched by needs. And you saw in these opening games of the season, we're going to throw everybody. Right. We're going to give everybody an opportunity, put you in different roles, because my job as a coach is to provide an opportunity for the kid to be successful. Well, if the player's successful in job A, but not successful in job B, then we're going to try to put him in job A as much as possible. But our staff includes Noah Bunch, Cole Cox, Bryce Dixon, Logan Hatcher, Evan Joyner, Reed Kirkland, Evan Pearson, Aiden Meeks, Landon Smallwood, Seth Cease, Slade Sweat right now. And those guys are going to see the ample amount of time on varsity, and it's always a problem as a pitching coach, which is what I do on our staff, is when you have trouble finding innings for the pitchers that you have. And the cool thing and it's a luxury for us, they're all very different. We've got 2 left-handers this year. Last year we really only had Lane Steedley. So this year we got Smallwood and Reed Kirkland, who are both left-handed pitchers, but they're both different left-handed pitchers. So you can't really just coin one. Noah Bunch, I would say, is the most seasoned arm that we have. But you've got Cole Cox, you've got Evan Joyner, you've got Bryce, you've got Luke when he comes back from basketball. You've got these cats, Seth Cease and Slade Sweat, that are just electric. And they're going to be exciting to watch over the next couple of years.
Right. Well, Coach, it's going to be a fun season. I'm really excited to see these young players come out and play. High hopes, a lot of buzz around the baseball program for this year. You guys continue to get better, and hopefully we'll catch up with you down the road.
All right. Thanks, Sean. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
High schoolers, Did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.